Hey guys, so it's probably been a day or two for you. It's been like 2 minutes for me. I am getting ready to make the companion bracelet to the necklace we did in the last video. I'm going to call the necklace Caramel Apple so just caramel apple cider. It's going to be my caramel apple cider, even though it's Persian rug collection. I've given it a name. That's And so what I'm doing is I'm just trying out the bracelet here just to see what I think of doing the one bead as the focal with these beads on the side. And then we'll make a pair of earrings in this as well. All right, and then we'll put our caramel on and see what, caramel. So what I'm thinking is one big bead, and I don't know if that's going to be enough of a focal. I don't think that's going to be enough of a focal, so I think I'm going to take that off and do 3. But I do want to make sure that I have at least 4 for the at least 2 of those for the earrings to this set. Just because it would be very sad if I made a necklace and a bracelet and didn't have enough of something to make a companion pair of earrings, because I think this is going to be an absolutely gorgeous design. And I would love to sell this as a set. And then we'll put, yes, I think that will do nicely, because then we can do our 2 sets of, and sorry about the crazy bunny noises in the background. She has decided she's going to climb in her cardboard cottage. Mostly because mommy is ignoring her and she wants attention right now. Of course, every time I do videos and I start talking on camera, she gets jealous and wants attention. Which I think she does that, honestly, because she knows I'll give her treats to keep her quiet so I can do my videos. So she's trained me well. Oops. And I missed a step there. Now let's try that. And I think that doing 2 of those may be more than plenty to make a bracelet, and maybe too much here. So let me put on a wire guardian or wire guard and just do a quick test. Nope, 2 should be good. Okay. And oops, we got the caramel on there. We do. Okay. we'll put the last one of those on there, and that should give me everything that I need. And sorry about my fat hands being in the way. That will give me everything that I need to complete this bracelet, because I think that will be long enough. Again, to test it, put my guard on and wrap it around, and it's not 100%. So when I'm looking at this, just to show you if I can get it, I'm looking to see how close together they come when I'm holding it. And usually there's going to be an inch or so for the clasp, and then again, I always put an extender chain so it can be for a smaller wrist. So if you have somebody with a small, dainty wrist, they can do that. Or if somebody's got a little bit bigger of a wrist, they can also do that. And to keep in the theme of using the wire guardians, I am going to use my wire guardians again. I'm going to pull out a couple of those in gold. So there's 1 and 2. Now I bought a package of mixed. You can buy them in individual colors. You don't have to buy the mixed. I just bought mixed just because I needed the copper colors for some other stuff that I was doing, and was out of gold as well. And it was just more cost effective to buy the mix than it was to buy the individuals. All right, and we are going to get our first side done. Now, if you wanted to, you could put your jump ring on at this point. And I'll show you what that's like if you want to save yourself a step of opening up the jump ring. But you're going to have to open it up to put your chain on anyways. So you could, which I'm not going to do it here because I'm just going to have to open the jump ring anyway. But I'll just show you, you could take your jump ring and then just slide it onto and in the wire guardian there as you crimp it, and then you've already got it on there. But because I am gonna have to open it up anyways, there's no point in me taking the time, and before I lose that, taking the time to put that on, crimp it, make sure it's tight. I'm just going to do my first one. And see, that did not crimp. That did. All right. Okay, so that is in. It stops in the middle of a bead, so that's good. Now, I'm debating what I want to do for earrings on this. I have some ideas. However, I don't know if just dangles or actually making hoops with wire. would be better, or if I were to break out actual wire. So now I'm just going to weave into a few of the beads here. I feel like I'm sewing for some reason. Just because it doesn't want to go through more than one at a time. See, no matter what I do, it's only going through one, so it makes me feel like I'm sewing on beads. Can we get that? Oh, we got it through two. Haha! All right. And again, making sure it's somewhat tight, I am going to squeeze this so that they're together. I can get a nice tight pull, not super tight. And there is a little space there, but again, if I need to, I can hold on to that, pull quite nicely, and it's going to tighten it up. And then we're going to crimp there really nice and tight, making sure it's not going to come apart. And then we're going to cut. And the reason why I wasn't worried about that little space was because I was pulling this part so tight that I knew once I let go, it was going to loosen up and it was going to fill in and it was going to be perfect. Ooh, I just lost a crimp bead. Oh well. Surprised. I've probably vacuumed up thousands of little findings off of my carpet every time I vacuum. I actually get down there with a flashlight some days and literally pick up beads. So the beauty of having carpet is that usually it just falls pretty much down underneath my chair and underneath my table that I work on, so they don't go very far. Now, I've been in craft rooms where I've had, working in my, dining room in my old house, and I would drop beads on the floor and you'd hear them bounce and go rolling off on the wood floors and underneath cabinets and all over the place, and then they were gone. So, I like having the carpet just because it allows me to just get down there with a little flashlight and pick up all the beads that I've dropped. I try to pick them up after doing videos so that bunnies don't eat them. All right, so there is the bracelet. Very pretty. I think that goes very well with the necklace. So if you look at the necklace, and then we've got the bracelet here, I think that goes well. And now I'm debating whether I want to do a dangle earring where we do it looking like this, or if we do a little hoop where I take the wire and do my design where I'm just going to put a bead on either side. I'm not going to actually do the design, and we take it and we hoop it that way. I don't know if I'm going to like that. That would be too, I think that would be too much. All right, let me grab from the kit, if I can find them, the head pins that came with it. And let's see what we can do. Now, the only problem with these is those are really big, really big holes. So I am going to grab a little, and I'm getting them off camera here. So I'm going to grab little beads just because my head pin shouldn't fit through that. It should stop on that. And then we'll put on our and that looks cute. Problem is, I don't know if I'm going to have enough space to do all of it on one. So what I may do here, and I will show you what I'm thinking, is we've got that there. And so what I may do is get eye pins. Do I have eye pins? I had eye pins. I have eye pins. So what you can't see off camera, and I'll just angle up, is my messy stash here of head pins and eye pins. And I don't know if those are going to be long enough. I don't have any down there. I'm going to bring you back down. And I'm looking for, and I don't see them. So I don't have any really long eye pins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we make some eye pins out of head pins. First, I'm going to crimp this. I'm going to grab my loopers and I'm going to make a loop. All right. And now to make a eye pin that I need, I just cut the head off and I am just going to wrap it around my round pliers. And then I'm going to put it in and bend it up. And there's my head pin, or my eye pin. Now let's see if this works and I have enough space on this. I should. Yep, I have enough space. And so there's my oh, come on, stay down. The big thing on this one is to make sure that come on. So all I'm doing is making a loop and making sure that it's tight up against itself. And perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dangle this off of that. I will finish fixing this here after I put this on. It's not quite open enough. There we go. And so all I'm doing here is just closing it, pinching it so that it's closed. And there is number 1. Let's do number 2. And I still have 3 of those left. So we'll have to figure out what to do with those. I might use 2 of them and then have one left. Unfortunately, they don't always give you enough. I really like these spacer beads, bead caps, whatever you want to call them. They're amazing. And, you know, sometimes you get some really, really pretty beads. And I don't know where they get them. I wish I knew, because sometimes if I knew, I'd probably order, you know, thousands of those. I'm going to move this down a little bit just because I don't want it that big. And there we go. Another perfect loop. As you get working with the head pins, if you haven't been working with jewelry long, you'll definitely get the hang of making loops. I use the loopers just because they're quicker most of the time. But if you get really good at making loops, you'll find that it doesn't really matter. You're just as fast making them by hand. Sorry if I'm not on camera for this. I'm trying to make sure my loop is nice and round. And we'll turn that one around. And there's number 2. And that guy happened to close up nice and tight up for me. And we'll adjust you back down here. Make sure you're nice and centered. And so I'm just opening up this jump ring just a little, well, head, like not even a jump ring, the eye that I just created, the loop. And now I'm just going to close it, making sure it's nice and tight. And there's earring number 2. Now we're going to take some ear wires that we had from the collection, and we are going to add our part of the problem is that one does not have ridges. So some of the pliers that I have little ridges on them, and some of them are super smooth. And the ones that are smooth tends to slide when you're crimping or closing things. So these are flat, these are smooth, these are not. And there we go. So now we have, and I'm going to set my board aside for a second if I don't throw beads everywhere, and just kind of show you everything in this set. We made the necklace in video 1 and the bracelet and earrings in this one. So my caramel apple collection. So there you go. So there's a whole set for you. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.